Big time combos about issues facing singles today. It's the TBD podcast. Welcome back to another episode of TBD, which stands for
To Be Determined.
Why do we call
Podcast.
it that?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Who
Really?
thought of it? Who thought of that?
Who authored the name?
Who authored the name? Who
Authored.
did the Lord give that name to, Shannon?
Just
Oh, now the Lord. You want to involve the Lord? I thought we said last time that people try to put the Lord on stuff.
To be determined. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes in our life we have an event, but we don't know where it's at. We have a purpose, but in the same way, we don't know what it fully looks like. Maybe in relationships, Shannon, we might be destined to be married, but we don't know how that look or who it would be.
Why you so done, man? Why you pushing your temple?
I'm trying to.
That man trying
It's
to
taking
to
like
educate
30
you.
seconds to like.
Okay.
I mean,
It's over. It's over. Okay.
All right, Yeah, but that's why it's named To Be Determined. I guess I
that
think
was
that was the
really
answer.
long.
Well, tell me what it means, Shannon.
Well, you already said.
Okay.
You already said. We don't know what it's going to
Oh,
be. as
I see
Christian
what you
singles.
did. Because I was bored about the statistics you gave last podcast. Retaliation.
But
Okay.
that was I would
Okay.
never. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I will repay. And I'm a believer, so I would never
Okay.
retaliate.
I'm just gonna keep this going.
Are you? Are y'all?
I'm
It
not
feels like
gonna-
y'all not. Feels like y'all stuck right here. Y'all good. It's your wheelhouse.
No, I'm not.
We got
no.
15 minutes.
No,
I
no.
think you guys could be entertaining for 15 minutes.
I
Just
don't-
jabbing back and forth.
Get behind
Not
me,
a productive
Jab.
conversation.
Okay.
Jabs,
I throw
jab, jab,
haymakers. I don't
Jab and
jab. Okay.
counterpunch. Yeah. So Shannon, Isaiah, Brian, right here, TBD podcast. Let me ask you a question before we get into today's topic. What is your favorite game? What's your favorite game? It could be anything from childhood to late adulthood to I don't know. Video games was your thing ever. Card games. Casinos. I mean, Isaiah look like like you a big wig.
for
Look like a
real.
wheel. You look like a
What
whale at a
material
casino.
is
I don't
this?
know.
It's
That rayon? What is that?
It's I
Is
don't
that
know.
polyester?
I'm not pulling on your stuff. Talking about
You
what
bet not.
Oh. you can have. Okay, here we go.
The thoughts and
my
opinions
favorite
of
game
this podcast and jokes are expressly their own.
Sorry.
You will not pull me into this in
Sorry.
2028 when I got some money finally.
I'm sorry.
You will not.
Mm,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
repent.
Your favorite game?
I think it's pronounced Stratego. It's a strategy game. I love strategy
Okay.
games.
Oh, explain it a little bit while I'm.
So
I see this random.
it's a board game that has painted army men with on the side facing you, and it has a number on it, meaning how it's hit levels, I guess. And you try to hide the king or whatnot, and you move the pieces. I love strategy games because it's give me opportunity to overthink things. So yeah, that's my favorite game.
It's kind
I've
of like
never heard of
Risk.
that.
Yeah, kind of like Risk.
A little bit, just a little bit though.
Yes.
Never heard of it, but okay. Stratego. Shannon, what about you?
I have simpler tastes. I love Uno. When I was little, my dad taught me when I was like 4 or 5 how to play Uno, and so he and I would just spend like so many hours playing. And so we were really trash talkers too. That's where I learned trash talking from, is from my dad. And so we would always keep points too, because he didn't care about beating me. Like, he would make me cry. You know, Daddy. He's
Yeah.
just like outrageous. He takes everything so seriously when it comes to games. And like he taught me like, baby needs a new pair of shoes. We weren't gambling. But I mean, he taught me all these like, little things.
But in
whatever.
case you do gamble,
I
these
know
are the
what to
phrases that
say.
you use, all right? So they don't think you're a rookie out here.
Right, exactly. But it's so great. And I was called he was called the powerhouse of the South, and he had his own little icon. That's where I learned iconography. So we would always like make up our little, point sheet. And so he would always have his little icon that he would draw. And then I was called Laughing Girl, because every time I was winning, because I didn't have a poker face, I still don't, like you could tell, because I would be laughing. I'd have all the draw fours and everything. It would be so great. Anyway, I also liked Trouble.
I hate trouble.
That was
Too much popping.
Too much popping.
I love that, but that's what, because the sound or whatever is so good, and it's such a game of chance.
And they always I always got that gift for like for Christmas and birthday gifts. So you go over our aunt's house, they got a Trouble game. I'm like,
Yeah.
stop.
I love it.
Is it the cheapest game or
It
something? Because
is.
everybody got Trouble.
It's like a $5 game. It's got to be because the
I-
pieces are terrible.
Yeah.
The board is terrible. The only
Well,
good
that
thing
market
about
must
it
be
is
amazing.
that I mean,
I got
it
Trouble.
is.
I got Trouble at the house right now. I
I
just,
do too.
I
Do
just
you?
look at it. I'm
Yes,
like,
we have Trouble at the house.
Yeah, keep that packed away.
Nobody wants to play
But
Trouble anyway.
Uno is the reason I learned not to gamble. Because I had a cousin named Precious. I love my cousin Precious.
Really?
She taught me how to be
would.
black.
You
Um,
would.
my cousin
would
Pre-
have cousin named Precious.
You said that
Look,
shit.
yeah.
She taught me all the black stuff to do. And I had thick glasses as a kid. And every now and then my mom would bring home a Snicker because she'd stay with us over the summer. And my mom bring home Snickers or candy bars, and we each have one. And she said, hey, let's gamble. Let's bet for it. So I'm playing Uno. I'm feeling good. And I'm like, I'm losing. I'm like, double or nothing. I keep losing. I said, how do you keep winning? After I lost my candy, my rich soda, I lost it all. And she said, I can see the reflection in your glasses. I'm like, that's the Lord telling me at a young age, I can't gamble.
The Lord need to tell her someone will
We'll
delete.
cut her.
Will delete.
I
You hear me?
know.
We'll play that her last Uno game.
That
She
is
did it with the wrong person.
treachery. Oh
I
my
know.
Where you was at?
goodness.
That was up on the north side.
Yeah.
Oh, she wildin'. She wild. Okay, she a wild one for real. Respect her actually. Now think about it.
I love my
A
cousin.
young Precious
Yeah.
hustling the
Wow.
neighborhood.
I guess so.
What's
Does she
Precious up
still
to
do
now?
that? Right.
Oh,
Much
we
praise
don't want to
needed.
get.
I'm
to
not
that.
talking about my people on the radio.
We gotta move on.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Okay.
Brian, no, remember, you guys remember J.A.? Like Grandma used to play J.A.
Yeah.
And Grandma used to cheat us. She would cheat.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
When-
great.
But I still got some wins now. It's like, let's
I
not
mean,
do
you,
that.
yeah. I mean, every now and again I would win, but
Cheat you.
Rachel was cheap.
Okay, so hey, that's cool with games. You know, something that you brought up with Trouble is a game. With games, it's a really a thing of chance with certain games right
Yeah.
there. So let's get into today's topic. Christians, believers in Christ.
I'm a follower of Christ.
Yeah, believers in Christ. See, I always hit both. If y'all notice, I say Christians, and then people who don't recognize that, you don't see Christians nowhere in the Bible. Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Okay, so I hit both. So as that, okay, do you feel that it's appropriate to play what is called the dating game? So first, what do you think is the dating game? And then once you've said what you think it is, do you think it's appropriate for Christians to approach it kind of in the normal way that a lot of people view the dating game?
I don't really know what the dating game is.
Really?
I believe, but the one time I did try playing the dating game, my friend Shannon ruined it.
Do tell.
This woman I was head over heels with. I was really in like with this woman.
She was tall.
She was tall enough, I'll tell you that.
She was everything else fit the right
Everything
way. I don't want to put
fit.
you out in front of
She
me.
was
Everything, okay.
She was everything I like.
Everything you like, Shannon. Everything you like.
Everything. That
Yeah.
was the prototype. She was the
Everything
prototype.
I like. And we were at a salsa fundraiser. I was actually one of the hosts. I was working, doing things, and all my friends say, stop putting this woman on a pedestal, be unavailable. I'm like, that's not genuine. But I want to win this woman's heart, so I'm gonna give it a try. So at salsa night, I'm dancing, I'm laughing, I'm looking like I'm having the time of my life with everybody but her. And then when I see her, I say, hey, how you doing? Oh, I gotta go. I'm setting up. I'm putting out things. I think somebody needs me. So the whole night, I think I'm winning. I see the longing in her face, like, what's up with Isaiah? Then at the end of the night, I see Shannon and her talking. I don't think nothing at it. So we're about to close things down. I want to say goodbye to her. And she said, yeah, Shannon told me that, first I said, hey, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to speak to you tonight. I was so busy. Like, yeah, Shannon told me that all your friends told me not to spend time with me, not be so available.
It's
And
disgusting.
yes, and
It's
Shannon told me that
disgusting, man.
she
Disgusting. Dastardly.
Shannon said, well, Isaiah did not listen to him, you know?
Do next time to some railroad tracks? What you gonna do next?
Yeah.
In a 1920 silent movie and just slowly have the train running towards him?
So Shannon said, I have to commend Isaiah because he did none of that.
What
And
is
then she
that?
said-
What is that?
Yeah, and then the young lady actually said, well, to be honest, I think that's what he was doing because we haven't spoke all night. And then she told me about it. I'm like, Shannon, the one time I was trying
I
to
did
win.
not mean to put salt in your game, Isaiah. I didn't mean it. Okay, I'm sorry. If I hear about this story one more time, I'm just
when you
gonna
get
fall
married, I
apart.
don't say it at the wedding.
Well,
So-
make right. Well, make good on it. We got this thing in television. If you miss a spot, they got these things called make goods. Make good on it then. Golly, bring him another prototype.
Yes.
Again, I don't want to put it. Are you comfortable putting your prototype yet on air? Because that's why I'm.
No, I ain't.
Okay,
I'm
so
not.
you're
I
not going.
won't.
Okay,
We would
so
like to do a few more podcasts.
Okay,
before
wait,
we talk
but
about
this is my
prototype.
go
prototype.
find him another prototype.
Whatever the Lord has for me, God knows my heart.
Well, we know that ain't all the way. What you mean? I ain't gonna say it's not true, but it's not all the way. Now, to be fair though, before we get Shannon's response and what she thinks about what the dating game is, you messed up one of our other friends too. The one that can bench like 500 pounds. You messed him up. So maybe I don't know what happened first. I don't know if you were hurt by what Shannon did. I think that's what it is. You probably were hurt because that happened beforehand, and you were just like pass the trauma on, huh? Pass it
No.
forward. So really, Shannon got to make good on two.
No,
She got to make good on
No.
two. You did it, unless you
Can I
can point out who did it
That
to you.
same
but-
person told me I was on a list, and I was just like, "Oh, the devil's a liar. I bet I'm not."
okay, our really strong friend. This is we helping these young ladies move. I wasn't interested in any of the young ladies. I'm just having fun. I get loosey goosey at the mouth when I get comfortable.
So you made sure nobody leaves here in a relationship.
No, so I made a statement. I'm like, my friend, he doesn't date girls that don't like football or something to that, right? I didn't think nothing of it. A couple months later, he brought it to my attention. And I'm like, man, if a girl really wants you, that will not deter her.
She gonna learn some football.
Yeah.
That
Some
is
downset
true.
hut.
That is true.
So yeah, I didn't put no salt in the game. I
think you kind of did.
put jumper capers on some people.
But not like how you
Uh,
did, Shannon.
Uh,
Goodness gracious. Maybe he did, but,
But
yours
Isaiah
was
shoulda-
pink
Isaiah-
Himalayan salt.
No,
Huh?
Isaiah should have followed
Iodine.
through. Isaiah should have followed through. He should have been like, "Oh, Shannon said that. Well, let me tell you, this is how I'm feeling." And I think that maybe we should like back away from each other because I feel like that's wisdom my friends are giving me. I don't feel like that's like playing the game. If you knew,
Shannon,
what
that's
you
10
were
years
doing-
later.
I'm just saying
after the
that's what
fact.
you should have done.
You had time to write that down.
Well, you need to think on your feet, Toastmasters.
Dating,
Okay,
dating
so now-
game. What's the dating game to you first, Shannon? Before you say whether or
So
not they play it.
when I hear dating game, I think manipulation.
Mm.
And so when I was looking for data because that's the job that's been foisted upon me without pay. And so I
By the
was looking
author.
for right, And so I was like, well, what is out there? And it's so funny, y'all. So there's a psychologist. He's still around today. He calls himself he calls himself like the attraction doctor or something like that, which is okay. But he is a doctor of social/personality psychology and focuses on decision making, relationship dynamics, blah, 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 blah. And so he's got a lot of MD, all this stuff, behind his name. So he was talking about, how to defend against manipulative dating games. But listen to this, because he's a psychologist. And to me, his advice I thought was manipulative. So he said, listen to one of the things he talks about. He's like, appeal to self-image. When others don't care about you, they still care about themselves. Even liars like to think of themselves as good people. So you can test their sincerity by reflecting back how a promise makes them look and feel. And he says, for example, you say something like, I trust you because I know you're not the kind of person that wants to look like a liar or a failure. You will keep your word and do what you say. You're not like those losers who make promises with no intentions of keeping them. And his whole thing is, oh, so somebody who is a good person, they'll be like, oh, thank you for seeing me for who I am. But if somebody is a terrible person, then they'll get all offended. And I'm like, isn't that manipulation? He's talking about don't manipulate. But to me, that was manipulation. And he is a psychologist on Psychology Today, which has like a 96 rank on Google. And he's given this kind of advice. But you know what Christian Mingle calls it? Yeah, we're working right now. Christian
Dating
Mingle
game?
says, yeah, whatever, it's work. Christian Mingle says when
hater.
people refer to the dating game, they're typically referencing the dating mind games people play to win someone over, manipulate others, spare themselves potential humiliation or rejection, and avoid vulnerability. Though these efforts may indeed protect the ego, they do nothing but damage any potential for a lasting relationship.
Well, I agree, disagree. I think women are like cats. They're very aloof and moody. And men are like dogs. You can see their emotions.
You're crazy. You are okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead. Whatever. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So
Go.
for a guy to be upfront and honest
Mhm.
with a woman, that will scare her away. So you have to be I don't know. I mean, so you have to be somewhat. You got to pull back sometimes and have her come to you.
Is that a game? You think
I
that's a
think
game?
that's I mean, if it's being less than genuine how you feel, I think it's part of the game. Now you just, because I feel like you can't be so much available. You can't be all in. You have to have her come to you some. So I feel like because the way we are made, you have to do that, I guess. Have you ever had to play a game, Shannon?
I'm single. I don't know how to play the dating game at all. But I wrote this down too because I was just like, well, what is the dating game minus manipulation? And I was like, is it the way that you dress to attract men? Or like, is it the way that you approach men? Is it physical touch? You know how you learn in class, like, certain like relational classes, like when you're talking to people, like, sales or whatever, you touch somebody's forearm or you touch somebody's shoulder to make them feel like you're connected to them. Like, is it stuff like that?
I'm
Is-
like, don't touch me if you don't want to holler. That's how I feel.
Is that how men feel? Like,
No,
don't touch
that's
me
how I
if you-
feel. I'm like,
Because I feel like that's part of flirting. Like, is flirting a dating game or is that just flirting? Is that something different? Like, I literally don't know. I have no idea.
I'm single too, so I don't know how to flirt. I know how to. I think I'm nice, and I like showing attention with people, but I don't know. I'm horrible at flirting. So
Really? What about you, Brian? Are you horrible at flirting?
I don't think so.
How do you flirt?
Let them talk.
Uh,
Let them talk. And take pictures.
Really? Is that your?
Look, man. Someone tell me where I'm wrong in the comment section.
okay, I'm not horrible at flirting. I gotta get a different mindset because normally I'm like straight edge, love the Lord, but when I'm in, I'm like, okay, I gotta put on suave. Like I turn to him, say, hey, how you doing? Like, hey, I noticed you, something like that. I mean, I just, I gotta turn a different mindset, but I got it, but I really pull it out. So
I flirt with sarcasm.
that's not flirting.
I think it might be. I feel like it generates interest in conversation and it makes people laugh. And I'm still single.
But how's that online? How's that going with your online dating?
Oh, y'all. So I was going to open this up. I meant to tell y'all. So my eHarmony subscription is wrapping up. Speaking of that, because I don't know how to respond to this guy. I didn't even open his message because I was like, his name is Rich. Let's see what Rich looks like. He sent me 3 messages in a row. He said, he liked all my stuff. He said, because I said, the main thing I can't live without is my relationship with Christ, and he liked that. And then physically, my happy place is on a beach in the Caribbean, playing in the water. That's what I said.
I never seen you play in the water.
You've never been with me in the Caribbean. How about that?
Boy.
Or relaxing on a beach.
Boy.
Anyway, and he liked that too because I went on and on. But I know we're trying to wrap this up. But I did not look at Rich. But I was like, I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, oh yeah, that's him. What you think?
I don't judge dudes. You look like an honest guy. Like you can change your oil and whatnot.
Oh, I don't like people who hug up on dogs like that though.
See, I
mean,
what's wrong with that?
Just let her dig her hole, man.
Yeah.
For all women. Let her dig her hole for all women. Yeah, what? What is it?
I think Shannon.
What's the minute detail now
Yeah.
that's gonna cause you to not
Yeah.
not respond to this dude? What is it now?
Yeah, tell me why you're acting so aloof like a cat.
I'm not acting aloof. I'm saying, how should I respond?
He liked all your stuff.
He did like all my stuff. Say thank you. Just say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
And ask him a question.
But what if I don't want to talk to him?
Then
Then
just say
you
thank
don't
you.
want to. Then you don't.
Then just
Just
say
say thank you.
Yeah, or don't respond.
Thank you, smiley face.
Trust me, Rich. He's a guy. He's had that experience before.
Oh,
He'll catch
Okay.
the hint, even if he follows up with another question. He'll
Oh.
catch the hint.
okay. That's what I'll
Don't be
do.
too nice. Because sometimes when a woman's too nice, I don't know if she's just being nice or she's want to further the conversation.
Because you don't know if she's playing the game or not.
I don't know if she's playing the game. I don't know, Shannon. You're right.
But see, I feel like it's a dance. Like what you guys are saying right now, we're talking about the dating game, right? So they're talking about, okay, so how do you politely tell somebody it's not you that I want to dance with? You know, without hurting their feelings and being like
I
a
think
jerk.
stop. I don't like politeness when it comes to that. Just tell me, nah, it's not happening. I'm like, oh, thanks. Save me some time. I'm moving on. But if you like, well, I'm washing my hair tonight, or something vague and ingenuine, I think you serve nobody in that.
I can see that.
I think you
Anyway.
serve your own ego conscious, just I'm a nice person because I didn't tell this guy the truth.
Well, Christian Mingle says being honest, direct, consistent, and vulnerable are the ingredients for a healthy relationship with others and self.
Yeah, Shannon, I don't.
But see, I don't know if that's true or not. Like, I feel like people like totally get their spouses by intrigue, by doing like certain things they would never do. You always hear about people who say, "Oh yeah, I knew that he was into running." Like Christine Kane's husband said that she used to swim every morning 5 a.m. So he would go to the pool where she would swim at 5 a.m. and be swimming with her. And then she said after they got married, that man was never in a pool with her at 5 a.m. again. That's playing the dating game, isn't it? That's by intrigue.
Is that the
I don't
game?
know what that is. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I know I ain't waking
I
up
would
5
do
a.m.
that.
for
Okay,
you, though.
Lisa Turkers, she said that her husband was really into running before they got married. And so she was like, oh, yeah, me too. And so she would go running with him. And then after, like, they got married, she was like, child, please, I'm not going running with you.
I
Like,
think it's
these are Christian leaders.
yes. I'm saying they're in the same space. They're making themselves available. I think
But
it's
they're
something
acting like they like something that they don't, though.
just to be in the same space.
Yeah, but they're acting like they like something that they don't.
Or
They
That's
like
not
that
being
person.
Stop
genuine.
liking. Maybe they just stop liking.
No, people have been like, I don't like that.
What would somebody have to like to be with you, Shannon?
I don't know.
Coffee.
I
Playing
would
in the
have to
water
like them.
in the Caribbean. That's one. If you need a passport and global entry. We need both of those things.
I need you to be a global man.
If you don't, woo, that's what you doing? That what you doing? Okay. Forget who gonna watch this. All right. You better hope this is cut out. Cause I want to roast, but they not gonna hate me. They gonna hate you. And I'm gonna be like, I try to tell her. So let's see who of you offended in this particular episode. This is gonna be a lost episode. We have to cut this up.
Oh.
All right, so final thoughts on the dating game. Just FYI, I have some more questions, so we'll do this for another episode.
Yeah.
I'll be able to frame that to you guys later. But final thoughts on the dating game as a Christian.
I think you should be true to who God is making you to be. But in wisdom and understanding, you must pursue a woman how she wants to be pursued.
This boy is so buttoned up. He's so ready for the big time. You ready for that fame, huh?
I don't
It's
want to
all
be
way-
famous. I
it's
just
all
want to be
pieced
used.
together. It's all look, you see? It's all there. He just needs a team to do everything else for him. Everything.
And I'm hiring.
There you go.
In
Free.
the-
How much you
for
paying?
interns.
In the
Yeah.
spirit, your gift is in heaven for helping the humble servant.
Oh,
of
that's
the
not
Lord.
good enough? Is that not good enough?
I
Heaven
didn't
not good
say-
enough for you?
I didn't
Okay.
say-
Okay. Well, we'll
You
see.
see how they
You'll
gang
see.
up? You see how they gang
No,
up?
I'm not. No.
Bro
I was looking
code.
at you, but I wasn't directing that towards you. I was
Mm,
to the phantom intern who would be complaining that they need gas money.
mm.
I'm like, gas ain't even $5 yet.
Wow.
You knock it off and come from Orange Park, please. Shannon, your final thoughts on it.
I'm torn because, I have seen how people get their spouses, and it has in the Christian community. And it has not always been in the most honest way. And these people are still together and they laugh about it now. Ha ha ha. I was not even into that, but I just wanted you. I mean, I'm torn. It's just like, well, what should I do, in order to, I mean, should I play the game? So jury's still out for me. I don't know. I wonder if manipulation, or a little bit of, polite dishonesty might work in my favor because, clock is ticking. Sorry. That's all I got.
I did some disingenuous things to get to know women. Like when our dating group, singles group. When our singles group went to go see The Help, I didn't want to see The Help.
I didn't go see that with y'all.
I don't want to
felt
see
like
The
that was
Help,
so
but I wanted to see the
inappropriate.
women that went to go see The Help.
You is kind. You is smart.
I mean, the nightmare movie for Isaiah.
I mean, really.
I'm like, why did I pay money for this?
I just can't believe that you went to go see The Help. I
Who
feel
was
like
who was
is
in that
hilarious.
group during that time period?
It must have been somebody.
I can't think about who was there. I'm
fantastic.
trying to piece stuff together, and I can't cross
I didn't
reference
go
right
with
now.
them.
I'm lucky I don't mention names, but I was like, man, I paid to see this movie. Great movie, just not for me.
Global man. Ooh, shoot.
All right.
Shannon. All right. So, hey, listen, if you have any topics, if you have any comments, if you have any thoughts on shows, you just want to reach out and tell, Shannon and Isaiah how much that they really impacting or how much you really enjoy, their thoughts on certain topics, how it affects your life, you can do it in a couple of ways. First, we have a email address. I don't know if you can read it up there, but it's tbdjax@gmail.com. tbdjax@gmail.com. You can also leave a message on the hotline, 904-513-8597. So, guys, another great episode.
Yes.
You can also use that contact information if you want to rebuke Isaiah.
Or if you want to give Shannon a marriage proposal, she's down.
Well done. Well done, Jack. See, it's a punch, counter punch. It's like Sato in The Log and Mr. Miyagi in Karate Kid 2.
It's like Dr. Roboto. That's all I know.
A little, what's it? The drum technique. Drum technique. Don't be there. That's Mr. Miyagi. Don't be there. Like it when the little. Anyway, that's the podcast show for today. We'll be back again next week with another hot, dope topic. And until then, for Isaiah, for Shannon, I'm Brian. This is TBD, To Be Determined Podcast.